Yo, okay. My mic should be working. Okay, let's see. I need. Okay, I think that's what I'm looking for. Yo, hello. I do have someone in chat now, it looks like. Nice. I may not actually start streaming until um, 11:40 or like actually start playing. I had some minor technical difficulties getting this up and going. The game was fine. It was just issues with streaming. Yep, upside down. I may need to take a break relatively early on. I got laundry going. Plan is for the initial tutorial and playthrough, I'm gonna do the city I live in, Washington D.C. But later on, once I get the hang of things, I'm gonna switch to doing Denver. I have not played this game at all yet. It came out a few days ago, but I've had to work, so I haven't really had a chance to play it any. New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Philly, DC, Boston, Seattle, Portland, Austin, Denver, Atlanta, Honolulu, Minneapolis, Houston, San Diego, Miami, Dallas, Salt Lake City, Charlotte, Detroit, Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, and St. Louis. Hello, Goofy Critter. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, first game is going to be DC, and then later I'm going to do Denver. Normal mode. Except for LA. LA's not on there. Other than that, it is all the iconic cities. I messed around with it briefly yesterday, but I didn't really do much, mostly just getting the hang of the controls. As much as I prefer dark mode, maps need to be light mode. Luckily, I'm familiar with the geography of the city, but it annoys me how there's no street names put down or neighborhood names. I think that would be a big help. So I'll probably just have to also reference Google Maps off on the side as well. But yeah, National Mall, Capitol, Smithsonian, Lincoln Memorial, White House, Arlington Cemetery. Oh, and of course, who could forget? Where is he here? World famous Greenbelt utility pole around here somewhere. Okay, it's 11:40. I've seen a little bit. I tuned into the Miles stream a little bit. I know the game's mechanics aren't the most straightforward and obvious, so it is heavily recommended to do the tutorial from what I saw. Welcome to Transit Operations. Been running this system for 30 years. Stick with me and I'll show you how to build something that actually works. Drag, pan, scroll, zoom, right click, rotates, I'm sorry. Master these first. You can't build if you can't navigate. I'm used to Google Maps controls, which this is really similar to. Left click, move around. Right click apparently does that, but I've been using control click because that's how you do it on Google Earth. Scrolling, zooms in and out. Horizontal scroll doesn't do anything. Okay. Data before digging. See that chart icon? Click it. We check demand before we build. That's how the pros do it. Smart planning beats expensive mistakes every time. So demand stats. This is where people live. Yeah, that looks about right. Bigger circles equals higher residential demand. These folks need to get to work every morning. Remember, no residence means empty trains. Where they work. Click workers to see employment centers. Big circles equals more workers. Yeah, that seems about right. This is where your morning rush needs to go. Home to work, work to home. That's your core business. Connect where people live to where they work. Look for the biggest gaps. That's where you build first. Good transit cuts commute times. Great transit transforms cities. Hello, DMV Transit Foamer. I dare you to rebuild Mamata 1-to-1. I'm not going to do that. Construction time. All right, you've done your homework. Hit that wrench icon to start building. So, station builder. Oh, okay. Click build stations. Let's put some stops on this map. Click on the map to place your first terminal. Consider going back to the demand stats to find a spot with good demand. All right, well, I'm seeing a good first spot. Seems like it would probably be... So we got a lot of residential up through here. And a lot of work through here. So I think that'd be a good spot. Probably down here would be a terminal, at least for now. This is what, like, Federal Triangle. Actually, I think that's on that side. Around here, little ways east of the White House. That seems good. Okay, so that's the minimum is 160. Is there a maximum? Okay, maximum is... okay, so it's not super flexible at the track length. I'll just go with the maximum, I guess. Put the station here under Pennsylvania Avenue. Try to get it centered. What do we want? We should go quad track, right? Get some express services up and going here. Elevation. That's what, cut and cover. At grade. Okay, okay. I see. You're up to 15 meters. Cut and cover, I think, would make the most sense here. My mouse is kind of loud, I'm sorry. I have a quiet mouse somewhere, I'm just not sure where. You can go down as far as... Let's see how deep down I can go. Well, I'm guessing negative 100. Yeah, okay. Let's bring that up to 0. Let's go... Cut and cover. Nope, I didn't tell you to do that. That's not... What are you... Okay, well, I just exited the tutorial because I got stuck. That was a known issue. I think I got it, though. I'll reopen the tutorial if I need to. Let's do quad track. It seems like the controls are quite similar, like NIMBY rails. Okay, I need to go at least 5 meters below, it's saying. Or like you do a blueprint first and then you hit the build button. There we go. I think I saw you can't change station names right now. So we have you there. I want to try to make sure we have all of these big commuter areas taken care of. So I'd say probably another one here by, I think this is Massachusetts Avenue. Is it? Which one is this? New York Avenue. Yeah, New York Avenue. Okay. Yeah, no, Mass Avenue goes the other way. Get one over here. New quad track. Quad track. What? Okay, now it's letting me make way longer stations. Oh, that's tracks. Okay. H Street. I would probably call that one New York Avenue, personally, but it is what it is, I guess. Okay. Command stats. I wonder if there's a hotkey for that somewhere. Another one up here. I don't recall which square this is off the top of my head. I think that one's Logan? Is that Logan Circle? Okay, not quite up to Logan Circle yet, I don't think. That one is Thomas Circle. Okay. Too bad there's not a Wendy's in the middle of it. Okay, let's see. Let's build one here. Do we want to do it right under the circle? Sure. We'll do it right under the circle. I should probably start paying attention to the price, though. Does it not live show the price? Okay, apparently not. I guess we'll figure that out whenever we go to build the blueprint. So, Thomas Circle, there we go. It's looking good so far. Still getting used to the controls and everything. So now we start getting out of a worker area and more into a residential area. Honestly, just taking a straight shot up, what is this, 14th Street? What road is this? Yeah, 14th. Honestly, just taking a straight shot up 14th Street. It seems good. Maybe Terminus. Silver Spring probably seems like a good terminus because there's a good cluster up there. Less so than down here, but that seems like a good terminus point. I don't know if we'll make it all the way up that far. Probably make it up to about Columbia Heights, Petworth, something like that, and then check budget. Because now we're at a more resident-heavy area. Q Street, okay. Up here, Florida Avenue. Or no, that's U Street. Okay, maybe I'm not as familiar with the road names in DC as I thought, but that's fine. Are there any particularly large work areas up here as well? Not really. I'm not deviating as far as the hospital or Howard, at least not on this line. Yeah, it's pretty much just residential up here. Still getting used to the controls. Just throw one here. Okay, about how far up do we go before we start pretty heavily losing ridership? Let's see. Okay, one more. There's, I guess, more up in like Brightwood, but I think that's just, we'll go one more and then we'll start connecting tracks. Okay, so now let's do tracks. I'd like to eventually be able to do an express system. So I am doing quad track. I don't know if there's a way to do curved. I think it just kind of automatically curves from the looks of it. Yeah. Hello, that one transit nerd. Welcome. I am playing the new game, Subway Builder. It's only been out for a few days at this point. Currently building in DC. What do you think of the game so far? I'm on the fence about getting it. It's very much in beta. I haven't played much of it yet, but I've been stalking the subreddit since it came out. It's a bit of a buggy mess right now, just because it just releases beta. It's only $30, but I think there's reason to wait to get it for both the Steam release and for some of the bugs to be fixed. There's also the fact that right now, since it's not on Steam, it's a per device license. For most people, I would recommend waiting to buy it until it's out on Steam. But for those super into transit who are willing to rebuy it in the future and willing to put up with some bugs, it's for me, it's worth it. But I wouldn't blame people if they wanted to wait for it to be on Steam first or until some of the bugs are fixed. I've seen it around Reddit constantly, and honestly, I thought it just wasn't going to come out. Hello, CBSL Animations. Welcome to the stream. Okay. I think I also need to build crossovers. I think that's something I was seeing. Which you can only really do... Okay, crossover point added successfully. But those are just on the express tracks. What? I don't even have Steam, so I'm probably going to spend $30. Steam is free. And if you get it on Steam later, you can play it on more than one device. But if you want to play it early, you kind of have to just get it directly from the website right now. It's a bit of a pain because you have to get like your license key and everything moved over or like copied from an email, but it works. Add some crossovers here. You don't need crossovers at every site. Although honestly, real Wamata could do with some more crossovers. Yes, I am upside down, I'm aware. Okay, let's build this blueprint. Did that show me the price somewhere? If it did, I missed it. I guess that was down 1.19 billion. I might need to pull the tutorial back up. Okay, I've already done most of this. Hit make new route group. Right, I did click that, right? What? Okay. I like doing like the London style where you name the lines. They all have their own names. This one will just be like probably not the capital line. This one I think would be the Washington line. I choose my color. Create route. I built this as heavy metro, right? I hope so. Click the route icon. Okay. Edit route. Okay. Click stations in any order. At terminal, select one track node only. Prevents conflicts. Okay. What do you mean no valid path found? Okay, this is... I thought that was just a weird visual issue, but no, apparently the crossover thing is causing problems. I guess I'm just going to use the interior tracks right now. Okay. There we go. Confirm changes. Oh, the foam news? Yeah, that's great. Click the stations in order at the terminal. Select one track node only. Prevents conflicts. I did. Hit confirm changes to lock in your route. Switch to the trains tab. Trains? A route without a train is pretty much just a line on a map. Cars per train. Minimum is 5, I guess. Click the plus button to add trains. Start with 2 in high demand and 1 in low and medium demand. You can always add more later. Not enough train cars to increase. What? Okay, but I can't. Hold on. Sure. Okay, well, I guess we're just going 1 at all times right now then. Did we just... I'm confused. Let's speed this up. Or not. Let's slow that back down. Oh, is that like real time? Okay. So there we go. So things we need to get figured out. First one is, how do we get more trains? Because that wasn't... What are you doing? What? Is that not the train? I am confused. So 5 cars in service, 10 cars on. That means I should be able to put another one in, right? What do you mean not enough? It says I have 10. I am confused. What? Okay, but where is the train? Do the trains, does it show where they run? Okay. Speed it up a little bit. See if this doesn't... Oh, so that's where the traffic's coming in from. I see, I see. Okay. And then that's them on the train. That's like the ridership. I'm already down from losing like $1 billion to only running like... losing like several $100,000. Okay, let's let this run for a bit and just see what it does. Okay, I'm gonna let this run for a few. I will be right back. Hopefully nothing explodes. Hopefully. Famous last words. Oh boy, I come back and we're making a profit? Okay. So let's see, we got people coming all the way from the West End. We got people coming from, like, I don't know what this area is called. The area south of the mall. If anyone's getting weird buffering, let me know. YouTube is having a moment. So the Randolph Street station suiting the most, meaning we should probably expand further north. And then Pennsylvania Avenue, but of course that's the terminal, so that makes sense. Okay. Let's buy more trains. I'm confused because, okay, so 5 cars in service, 10 cars owned. But whenever I go try to add another car to service, it tells me no, because I don't have enough. What? I don't get it. And how do I... Whoa. Okay. Them's details. How do I... Just like this, right? Yeah, but now it says I don't have enough trains. I don't... Do I even need more right now, though? Hold on. Okay. Plan and simulate passenger journeys through your network. Ew. Cool. Okay, but is there a way to see what my capacity for train cars is so I know how crowded they're getting? Okay, so 1,200 capacity per train. Is this showing? Okay, so I think that is showing how many we're having per train. The looks of it, we're not nearly full. But it's also only like 2 o'clock. So let's run this and see if this ever really gets full. But really, it's simulating night service. I just want to see how busy this gets during like rush hour. 6 a.m. So we're starting to get there. Okay. Okay, so it's not getting all the way full yet. It probably will soon, especially once we make the line a little longer. So I think what I want to do is I want to try to bring a station down south of the mall and try to expand up into Brightwood a little bit more. I also need to figure out how like the local and express track things work. From what I was seeing, the quad track thing is just kind of bugged out right now. Wait, what? Why did this change? Okay. Apparently it shows driving versus walking now. It didn't show this before. But I think from here we'll have a station around here. We'll skip up to this lower ridership area to up here. And I don't like the contrast in this map, but if we keep going up this way, we might want to curve over under Georgia Avenue and head into Silver Spring. Probably terminate there. I don't know if we could terminate there on this blueprint per se, but up in that direction. As far as workers go, maybe a station right here. It's going to be a bit of a sharp curve for anything coming down over this way, though. No, to be fair, I think that curve is like their IRL, so I guess that's fine. Because we did have some demand coming from south of the mall. So we have a lot of traffic dispersing up over here. Warnings. Capacity. Oh, so we are starting to hit capacity on trains now. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to pause the game. I'm going to add a second train, and we are going to run... Okay, so cut and cover might be a bit of an issue coming up here. I think we need to go under whatever this road is. Let's see, Arkansas Avenue. And we need to get onto Georgia Avenue. Is that Georgia? That's Georgia Avenue, right? Yeah, up under Georgia Avenue. It's going to be mostly residential heavy over here, not many workers. Though there is some. I don't think we need a stop on Arkansas Avenue. Maybe a local stop. Okay, I think probably... hold on. Okay. Probably a local stop here in Arkansas, even though I'm not really using the local stops because it's kind of borked. But, you know, for the future. And just keep going up this way. Silver Spring is going to have a lot of ridership, though. There's not much work up here, though, but there are a lot of residents. Okay, is that looking good so far? Yeah, that should do. That's going to be a bit of a tight curve through there, but should still be fine because there's nothing here, so we can kind of go up and over. We'll see. We'll see. I might have to move the Ingraham Street station. One here by this park. And then we can start spacing them out a little bit more, it looks like. Now, keep in mind, where I'm building right now, there are actually no IRL metro stations here. This is like a dead spot. And that's actually right on the state line, too. So, yeah, from here, I think the next stop is just Silver Spring, which we could totally deviate into the rail right away here and do an elevated station like there is IRL, too. It's going to be hilarious. We're going to knock down a metro station to build a metro station. Okay, so let's go ahead. Plan on knocking these down. Because I want to at least pretend to still keep, like, the rail that's already there. At least pretend, you know? Colesville Road, no, that just needs to be called Silver Spring, dude. Okay. Let's build our tracks. Okay, note for the developer, you should make page up, page down, control your elevation, because that is what I'm reflexively trying to do. Track intersects with roads at 4 points, go deep. Okay, got it. Okay, we're going to have to tear down this one building, but I think that is a sacrifice we'll have to make. I think past Silver Spring, we can just go double track instead of the quad. Okay, yeah, it just kind of curves automatically. Okay. Now, this is going to be a tough one up here through Arkansas Avenue. Is there a way? That's going to probably just be a slow curve no matter what we do, huh? That's fine. It's approaching a station. Train's got to slow down anyways. I don't imagine that's going to actually be a huge deal. Okay, oh, there's a whole cost tab here. Okay, so that is 1 billion, which is about what we have. So this is going to be what we, or this is just going to be our system for a while. That's fine, I guess. Let's go ahead and let's just build it. YOLO, I guess. Edit our route. Oh, we still need to build crossovers. Come on. Add a crossover. Can we not do that there? Why am I all of a sudden not able to build crossovers? Okay, let's do one ahead of Missouri Avenue. We've got to put one ahead of Colesville Road. And probably one Aspen Street. Cost 45 mil. Okay. So I'm literally just going to try to delete just the whole route right now and just start over. If I can. Because I don't want to risk having any weird routing things going on. So I'm just going to do that. I will figure out local and express later. Why can I not put 3 there? But I can... What? I don't know. We're just going to try that for now. Game's still kind of borked. And we'll let it run for a little bit here. Stream might drop for a minute. I need to adjust some settings here. Okay. Making the money. It was a relatively expensive extension, but from what a lot of what I've seen, game physics and also just the way metro systems work in general, you typically don't want to have your metro in just dense areas because people will just walk. So it's more so you want to have your metro systems dedicated to bringing people from outer areas like Silver Spring into the more inner areas, in this case, the West End. 1 train at or near capacity. Okay. Well, let's see if you'll let me actually add another train now then, if we're near capacity. No, you won't. I don't know why. We have plenty of trains still. I don't get it. Not enough train cars to increase cars per train. Oh! I'm just dumb. That warning's not about capacity on the line. That's about I just can't increase the cars per train. That's fine. I'm not trying to do that right now. But I do wonder, where do we want to try to make our next line? Because I think just this up to Silver Spring, I think that's fine. Up to Bethesda could be the next route, though there is going to be a lot of east-west traffic. So next line that could be worth doing could be Rosslyn-Ballston. Though the Wisconsin or Connecticut Avenue corridors aren't bad. And kind of looking at this, I always kind of wondered why they didn't just go under Wisconsin Avenue the whole way up to Bethesda, but that's kind of a higher density corridor, so I guess that makes sense. Because if you look at the real-life red line, it comes up here, and then it just kind of scoots to the other side. around Van Ness, I think. And I can't tell if I'm losing money or not. Is there a way to just not run at night? Because I feel like this is just a waste. Huh. Yeah, I'm just kind of digging through the maps right now. Looks like we're overall profiting, even if it says a little bit that we're losing. Okay. Ew, we can increase and decrease our transit fare cost. Very nice. So if we were to do like an east-west sort of route. Ballston, Rosslyn. Georgetown, grand scheme of things, isn't that dense, but I think it would be worth narrower tunnel as well, popping from Rosslyn over to Georgetown, all the way through the West End down to probably just catch across Anacostia here to like Kenilworth Gardens or something. That could be the move. Could be the move. We could also expand the Washington line here down to Crystal City and National Airport, which actually might be the move because that's not that far. Concern here would be the bridge, which would probably be quite expensive in all honesty. But then we have the fact that that's going to have a ton of workers. Crystal City in general, that area has a lot of both workers and residents anyways. But even then, like, we're making pretty good money, so it might be worth just kind of sitting for a little bit. At the very least, I should probably get this next spot blueprinted out. I think, yeah, let's go down to National Airport next. And honestly, probably just follow the alignment that the yellow line already uses. So we have you there. I think it would be worth pretty much immediately also just having a station here. I know they're really close, but this is the one case where that might make sense. Okay, there's no control Z, is there? Clear blueprints. That needs to be elevated. You should probably also be elevated and not exactly there. Probably there where like the VRE station is IRL. And then we're just not going to have a Pentagon City stop. It's not that far of a walk. They'll be fine. Though it could eventually be worth having like a local track swing out. Well, now I'm starting to see why they have that done the way it is, actually. So I think instead, let's go an underground station, a cut and cover here. Well, maybe not there. Here. Yeah, split the diff. Just go like one in each way. It's still not that far of a walk to like the Pentagon City Mall or anything. Does it show the Pentagon as a large job center? I'm sure it does. Oh! It shows the Pentagon as having no jobs. That's not true. Okay. I guess we're not going to have a Pentagon stop then. And then we'll have a stop right here immediately on the other side of the mall. I don't think there's any reason for us to really have a stop here. It just feels wrong to not have a Pentagon stop. I'm gonna add one anyways. Do I want to add a stop here? I don't. Well, there's a reason there's not already a stop there, and it's like I don't really know if it's possible because you have to come like rapidly above ground to come up onto an elevated bridge, and that elevation change is just not going to work with the station. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of an issue because I gotta dive underground super quick. What if we just did an underground station at National? Because if we did that, we can even just put the station right under the airport. Just do it deep bore or something. I don't know. Let's play around with it and see. That's fine. Yeah, that works. Well, hold on. That's tracks, not station, but that should work. Yeah. We're not going to be able to build this for a little bit, but that works. Can we do this in a way where we don't have to turn down the parking garage? If we do it like that, sure. We're going to have to do a deep bore through here, aren't we? Okay. Or at least a standard tunnel. Oh, what? I'm doing a standard tunnel. Why are you saying I gotta knock stuff down? At what height do we not have to do that? Okay, this is going to be a little bit more challenging than I thought. Okay. Though we could have our national airport station down here. Okay. Let's see. What is going to be the best way to do this? Because this is fine. We should at least get the bridge planned out down as far as Pentagon City. Build stations, quad here. Oh, maybe not there. Maybe more so down here. Then if we do a Pentagon station, it'll be later. This is no. Hold on. I want to do this cut and cover. That's way cheaper. And build tracks. Quad track. Apparently there's buildings over in the park, but we can just go right between them. Weird little, I don't know if bug's the right term really, but wait, what? Elevate track above, that is above 4.5. There's like no penalty for building over water. There really should be, but there's just not. Okay. So that isn't letting me go under that. Yeah, we weren't going to be able to work a station in here. I think we are losing money a little bit, but I will go adjust that in a moment. No, we should be still making money. What if we increase fares a little bit? Okay, now it's noticeably a profit. That's good. That's good. Okay, so let's start that at 5 meters here. Through here. bring this down to cut and cover. Through, is it possible to do it? Yes, I think so. You're gonna have to lose at least one of these buildings though. You have to take that curve a little slowly. Maybe not actually, hold on. Not if I delete you, and we just try for that. That's better. It's not amazing, but it's better. Okay, now how are we gonna deal with this? Because I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, let's just elevate this and have it just metro tracks go across the national mall. No. No, that's just not okay. Here we go. Elevate over this. How am I even supposed to do this? Really? You're just going to let me go at grade on the other end of this? Not really. Really? Oh, boy. I might have to go underground under the Potomac. That might be really the only option here. Cut and cover just doesn't seem realistic, though. But if we have to do a tunnel the whole way, maybe a station? I mean, the game physics really don't allow that to make sense, but maybe. Okay, let's delete this, try again. So I want to try to get just between these buildings. Okay, that one's clearly not going to survive. This is going to have to be a bit of a slow zone in general, I think. Scientists confirm Washington D.C. subway delays create temporal anomalies. Okay, so I really need to work on that then. Okay, let's see how much this is going to cost. 653 million. I could actually afford that. Barely. I am going to wait a little bit. What do you mean delays? Do I need more trains? What's going on? Okay, I should probably save my game real quick. I haven't done that yet. It's a cool little thing they got going on. Although it seems like 3 more trains or something. Oh yeah, well it's also like 20 minutes between trains, so you know that doesn't help. Okay. 37 million to buy 15 more trains. Let's go. We got the money. Let's go 50 million by like 20. That should take care of it, right? Current trains 5, target 5 trains. Well, let's let that run for a bit, I guess. Where does it show me how many trains I have? Okay, so 6. So I can put... What? I don't have that many trains. I'm confused. Okay, so it's letting me have more... What? I'm confused. Do I have this backwards or something? Because that's the frequency, right? But how do I see the number of trains I have? Because that's... How many trains do I have in total? 45. But divide that by 5, that's 7, which means I can't go higher than... Or no, that's not 7. That's 9. So I can't really go higher than 9. Okay. Let's try 9, 6, and 4. Let's see how that goes. But now we're losing money, like pretty rapidly. So we might have to lower that a bit, which I don't think we need frequencies quite that high. Okay, that looks more like it. Okay, let's just observe for a little bit then. How full are the trains getting? Not very. Okay. Turn down that frequency a bit, see if that helps with profitability. I'm not going to take too seriously the profitability overnight, though. I want to see how the morning rush goes. Oh yeah, that's hella profitable. Okay, I am gonna let this sit for a bit. Generate some of them monies. Save the game real quick. And I will be back in a moment. Okay, I have returned. I feel like the game speed is almost too slow, even at the highest speed. I think that's something other people have brought up too. I do want to see if I can figure out how the express tracks work. I'm gonna redraw the Washington line here and see if I can figure out how to do an express and local. No valid path found between station tracks. What? Okay, well, I'm not trying to do that. Oh. What do you mean no can't change route? You can't go from there to here? I'm confused. What? Why? What? It's quad track station. It's a quad track track. I don't understand why you can't go from here to here. Hey Sammy, I'm busy trying to figure out the busted quad track express in this game. I don't know why it's not working. You getting some groceries? You're just watching me in the grocery store? It can't be anything with the crossovers because it doesn't need a crossover. So the issue I'm running into, I put crossovers on, but it only does a crossover on like the like center tracks, not on the outside tracks, which makes it to where I just can't use the outside tracks, I guess, but I also just can't put crossovers there. This is a line I'm doing from Silver Spring to down by the White House, by 14th Street. Am I missing something with the crossover physics? Like, what's going on? You can definitely tell this game's in beta, that's for sure. Now I just can't add crossovers. I have a blueprint made to run down to National Airport, but the way the game physics work, I couldn't do a yellow line bridge, so I had to do a tunnel, so I don't really have the money for it. What if I just add crossovers at every station? Would that fix it? Because I can't do a crossover on the outside tracks. It's just not a thing. So I'm hoping the fact that it shows, yes, you're now showing insufficient funds. I apparently can't do just a few crossovers. I know that's going to clear those blueprints I built down there, but that's fine. Because I think I know enough about this where I'll probably start doing the Denver map here soon. Because this was really just me getting used to the game physics here on the Washington map. I just can't get the quad tracks to work, which I know is a bug that like everyone's been talking about. So I might just not be able to do quad track service anytime soon. Yeah, it just says no valid path. Like, what do you mean there's no valid path? What if I go far into the line where we're like a few crossovers in already? I don't get it. I think it's just borked right now. It just doesn't work. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm actually about done with the DC one. This is me just figuring things out. The main thing about the game I learned is quad tracks are just borked. Like, they just don't work. I'm about to start a Denver map. This DC one I have going runs from the White House up to Silver Spring by 14th Street mostly. Yeah, the game is definitely beta. It's a bit borked right now. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start the Denver map. Oh, I still have this up here on the foam news thing. It says the stream starts at 11:40. Yeah, that was a couple hours ago. Well, since we're doing Denver now, actually, come on. All hail Lucifer, which is that horse statue outside of Denver Airport. He fell on the guy who sculpted him and killed him. Is what free? Short line is what free? The game? Because the game's like $30. It's not on Steam yet. It's new and it's kind of buggy and borked, but it's still a really cool game. So here's Denver. I don't like how the map is on this game, because it's kind of hard to tell what you're looking at unless you zoom in kind of far. But this is Denver. It's a very sprawly city. There's really not much density anywhere, honestly. Go look at our demand stats. I mean, there's a few denser-ish areas, but it's really all just this downtown area. And then, yeah, Denver's very, very suburban and very sprawly. So this will be interesting. RTD is notoriously a decent light rail system with horrible land use, which leads to it getting like no ridership. So this will be an interesting one. Though kind of the big thing I've noticed with Denver, what they really need for a line that they don't have is Colfax Avenue here is probably the densest corridor in the Denver area, and it has no rapid transit. Well, they just have like random lines just off in other areas. So something from downtown Denver down Colfax Avenue to the hospital by Aurora, swing up here to this highway to the airport would probably be an ideal line. The out to the airport part might take a while. And I think this one I'm going to do light rail. Well, okay, the Colfax part, I think it actually makes sense for that to be heavy metro, but that would be like the only line. Maybe down I-25 would make sense as heavy rail, but I think I'm just going to do light. Plus, the one I did before for the DC map was heavy rail. I really want to ride the Denver RTD one of these days. Heard okay things about it. It's not a great system, but it's... I don't know. Denver system is weird because all of their lines that go to the north of downtown are all SEPTA-style commuter rail. And all of them to the south are DART-style light rail. It's fine as like a system to bring people from the suburbs into the city, but once you get into the city, there's like no transit. There's like the one bus that goes up and down the 16th Street Transit Mall. But like I mentioned before, Colfax Avenue is the one area where they really should have some sort of rapid transit, and they just don't. They are allegedly working on a BRT, but they've also had their line up to Longmont delayed indefinitely for years. Their Flatiron Flyer BRT route out to Boulder is... RTD is not making progress on like anything. It's a joke. Like the free mall ride bus they have going, it's already a transit mall. They just don't have light rail going down it, and they really should, which is actually what I'm about to do here, assuming the game has the physics for it. But under Colfax, that needs to be cut and cover, because that's a car road, and there's really not a way to have it not be a car road, so that has to be like a cut and cover metro of some sort. Okay, it won't let me do an at grade light rail. That kind of sucks. Okay, cut and cover it is. Okay, so we got a few stops here going down 16th Street. Just 4 stops, that works. One of them's mostly to serve Union Station. Then we'll have stuff running down... Pretty sure this is... Yeah, this is Colfax. Okay. Light rail, so stations can be a little closer. Though I think in a lot of cases, light rail stations are too close to each other. I don't think I'm going to run this all the way down to Aurora yet. And there is some ridership on the west side of the North Platte, but Denver, it's just not very dense, honestly. Might bring it out as far as over here goes, because there's some job centers out that way. And I'm not even going to bother with the quad tracks because that's just broken. Okay, let's look and see demand-wise. Is this doing all right? It's doing all right. I think that'll work as a good first line. And then after this builds up a little bit, I'm probably going to want to swing this over the South Platte River and get some catchment over here as well. Go ahead and attach these together. Okay. Yeah, I don't quite have the reflex for clicking things in the right area just yet. This part, I think, will have to end up being a regular tunnel. Hold on. Would regular tunnel allow me to go under this? No, it wouldn't. Okay. Let's see. Could I get away with throwing a curve here? Maybe. Oh, I totally could. Okay. I feel like I should throw a station over here somewhere as well. Though I think I do have a pretty good job at having the physics figured out. I just have to accept the quad track is just borked. I don't... Do I really need this station? I think so. There's still enough around there. Though the City Park station, I think I should probably move a bit further out. Okay, that's better. And that was just spaced weird. Cost 749 million. Build all blueprints. Oh, I forgot crossovers. Yeah, I should probably do that. Definitely need one by Wiwata. One by Monaco Street. One there, one there, one there. There's already one there. Okay, that should be good. And now let's start running the trains. Go ahead and get this up and going. Just do the C for Colfax. Wait, what? Okay, I seriously created this as a heavy rail on accident, didn't I? Why would you do that? Okay. Light metro. Create route. Go here, edit route. There we go. Okay. That should work as a little starter line. Confirm changes. Trains. I currently have 0 trains. Start off with cars can only be purchased in intervals of 2. Routes can operate with this view as 2 or as many as 4 cars per train. Okay. Let's get 16. Run them in configurations of 4. Let's run all 4 during high demand. 7-minute frequencies. Okay, let's just start it like this. The best speed for watching I've noticed is like the 3rd speed. Okay, let's just watch now. One in the morning, the visible ridership. All right. I should probably pull up statistics, see how full the trains are getting. Because it might be worth running just like a shorter service from like Wawata Street up to Pennsylvania Street. Oh yeah, they're not getting anywhere near full. As a matter of fact, they're getting so not full that I'm going to reduce this down to 2 and actually increase the frequency. What am I getting a warning for? Okay, I have a train getting near capacity. Okay. Hello, Gamwolfers. Oh, it's Clifton Day! I didn't know it was Clifton Day. Did you do the VRE thing? You took the VRE the wrong way from Manassas? Remember, 29 did that last year. I'm losing money. Like, pretty consistently. Or maybe not. Other just rush hour, not so much. Well, I hope if I would have realized it was Clifton Day, I would have went out to Clifton and did the whole thing. I just didn't know. I might have to increase fare prices or something. It's a decent ridership route, so we'll see. Or I could, well, yeah, the Clifton Day thing is kind of obscure. I've been meaning to try to keep like a better calendar of like FOMR events. Be right back. Okay, I have returned. Am I like consistently losing money here? Yeah. I think I am going to run a blueprint over here to the other side. I'm gonna buy more trains first, though, I think. Buy 16 more. Hold on. Because I want to double the length of the trains because they're getting near capacity. So let's do the 4. Low service, let's have a 7-minute. Medium demand, let's go 5. And then high demand, let's go 4. Actually, I probably don't need to do quite that. Let's try that. Super Loudon Gateway win? What do you mean? We should have Metrofest at Loudon Gateway. How am I still getting near capacity? So the question is, where do I want it to go from here? Because I think I wanted to get it to go down this road, which means we'd want to have our station be around here. Downtown Denver and their weird street names. Wyandotte Street. An overbuilt Loudon Gateway with more data centers and parking. So, I mean, is Loudon Gateway as it is now not good enough for you? Because that's pretty much what it is. Because I'm pretty sure they're building data centers literally right next to the station now. What's the cost here? 158 million. That is significantly more reasonable than the heavy rail metro I was playing with. Let's go ahead and rerun the route. Hopefully this made sense because I didn't look at the demand stats at all. That's fine. Yeah, that's a fine extension. I'm gonna just clear out the route and just redo it. Oh, I forgot to build a crossover. Hold on. I need to do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have just the Colfax route for now, but I might do a line that just goes down the 16th Street Mall and really not any further. Okay, confirm changes. Now let's see how this goes. Just a couple stops longer. Though we probably also want to make a route going up this way to hit up these sports stadiums here soon too. I think there needs to be a third one that's like recreation or something like that, or travel, or just kind of other. Because as we saw on the DC map, it showed the Pentagon has 0 workers, which I guess would just be workers. But it's also that way you'd have airport to generate more ridership, the sports arenas generate more ridership, stuff like that. Also here we have the Metropolitan State University at Auraria. I need to catch ridership for that as well. So I might make another route heading up here in a moment. How far south does this go? Because I know it goes as far north as Boulder. Do we have like Parker on here? Yeah, we got Parker on here. Let's go down to Castle Rock. It does go down to Castle Rock. Okay. No further, though. I wasn't really expecting it. I think this actually goes as far north as Longmont. So that's Boulder. Yeah, we do go as far north as Longmont. Not Fort Collins, though. That's fine. Fort Collins would probably be overkill. This is going to be harder than DC just because there's less ridership. Like, I'm not even really pulling in profit at all yet. Did the game just freeze? Oh, no, it paused. I'm still trying to figure out, like, how to check the number of trains versus, like, the trains in use versus the trains that are total in inventory. Because that's 6. I think it says we have 6 trains total. Oh, we have 24 out of 32. We got to divide that by 4, I think. I always have an access to trains and we can use them elsewhere. It's fine. If we lower this down a little bit, are we going to get better profitability? Looks like yes. We're still going to lose money overnight, it looks like, but what do they count as low demand? Oh, that's late night service, so that's between... Do we? I don't think we need late night service at all. Okay. Yeah, it's between like 10 and 4. Yeah, we just won't have overnight service. Okay, so while we let that run, I am going to start planning the next route. Which I don't even know what I would call this one. Because that one's C for Colfax, even though it doesn't really run exclusively on Colfax, but this next one, what's like the main road through here? Blake. So this would be the B. The B. No, not a heavy metro. Stop. still don't understand what like the route group versus just route is. Stations need at least 4 meters vertical clearance between other tracks and stations. Okay, that makes sense. And here we can honestly just do at grade. And probably actually an elevated station here above, whatever this road is. Probably just call it a line there. This is going to have to probably go underground. Is that going to be close enough to a various state to pick up traffic? Or metropolitan state, whatever it is. Should be fine. Then this one I'm going to go ahead and do is elevated because that's really close to the river. And we got a train getting full. It's just an awkward spot, and that grade's not going to work. You have to knock down a building, but yeah, that's Mile High Stadium. I don't think they have this marked in a way it's going to get traffic, but there really should be a stop here. And from here, we go back, cut, and cover. Can we get through this without having to physically destroy Union Station? I think this is -10 through here anyways. How big of a deal would it be for deep bore? Or at the very least, how low do we have to go for this to not be an issue? Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to think about redoing this part. That being said, I should probably keep an eye on current route stuff. So it looks like it's doing okay. A little bit concerned we're definitely not making a profit still, but actually we're cutting it pretty close. Okay, yeah, we'll still have to do deep bore under, or I guess a standard tunnel under Union Station. Now on the VRE to go to Rolling Road, the furthest east they can go. Oh, I thought it was literally just Manassas to Clifton. I think here, so this station over here on the right, I'm also gonna redo as elevated, kind of as a bridge going over a road. Which I think is a cool way to do a station. From here, there's not really a reason to not do this at grade. Ugh. Some of these curves get really ugly. Okay, what's the cost on this going to be? 390 million? Weirdly reasonable. And then I still need to build the crossovers. I keep forgetting to build the crossovers. for 105. Still don't get why crossovers are so expensive, but that's fine, I guess. Let's go ahead. Let's draw the route now. Confirm changes. And we need to go for the trains. And that should do it. Okay, let's let this run for a little bit. And I should also save the game. Yeah, the B is not nearly as busy as the C. We are still losing money, though, it looks like. The B trains aren't really getting near full, so I'm not too worried about increasing the train length. What if we just increase fare prices a little bit? Seems like a nice game to kind of play in the background while doing something else, if that makes sense. Because a lot of this is just waiting, and even the fastest speed I think is way too slow. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap the stream here. We had a good run. The Denver map is definitely proving to be quite difficult. I don't know what I plan on streaming next, but if you're watching a VOD, I go live like once a year.